All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. We've got a full 15 game slate. We'll jump right into the recap because we do have baseball. We have week 0 in the NCAA coming up. But as always, subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. It's free. Helps me a lot. All right, start with the Yankees. Sweat free, I guess. 3-0. That was a little sketchy. Thought we were going to score a little bit more than that. Athletics team total. I mean, these next two are what the hells. Athletics have 3 runs through 3 innings, cannot score another one. Mets Padres over 7.5, 7 runs through 3 innings, cannot score another one. Padres did all of the scoring. Mets managed to get 2 hits throughout the game, and that second hit came in the top of the ninth when Lindor got a double, and of course they could not get him in. Giants Seattle over 7. I would say sweat free, but that really just kind of took off in the 8th. So we ended up going over that. Ended up being 11. Red Sox raced to 4. They got smacked around the yard. Let's see. Minnesota lost. Cleveland lost. We ended up hitting our over 7 parlay. So that was pretty nice. And then Toronto threw. They ended up coming back to win the game, but they got down early. So first 5 sucked. We should have went full game. Would have hit that. So ended up down half a unit, which really stinks because should have been up had the Athletics and Mets Padres not gone scoreless for 6 innings. Ended up going 9-6 on total teams, 3-3 on props, 1-1 on the Nerfies. So yeah, there's that. All right, let's get into the slate here and jump right in. I know we're running a little bit late again today. All right, Rockies, Yankees. I got Yankees here, and I actually do have them ranked pretty high, but I would probably lean more towards the over. I think Warren gives up runs. The Yankees are going to have to step up offensively. This Blaylock guy, nothing special. So I think a lot of runs. I would probably lean more towards the over rather than taking minus 278 for a guy with an 8 ERA. But I do like the Yankees to get the job done today. But like I said, probably just safer to take the over, maybe alt it at like 8 and pair it with something else. All right, Angels, Blue Jays. Carson Fulmer, Bowman, Francis. Francis has looked absolutely fantastic. He's only given up 3 earned runs in his last 3 starts. We do see the Blue Jays are hitting. They're at home. I just don't see an angle to take the Angels. I don't like Fulmer. Pitch splits look bad. His hard hit percentage is extremely high. His exit velo is high. He's given up, decent average both sides of the plate. So Blue Jays all day for me here. All right, next game, Orioles at the Astros. Hell of a game last night. We were on Astros. They ended up giving up a grand slam to Santander at like 7th inning. Then they tacked on one more. I mean, this was one I was just kind of writing off as, okay, we got the win. Orioles plus 110. Suarez, I've been a Suarez hater. That said, hasn't given up an earned run in his last 17 innings. If we look at Valdez, he's looked pretty good. Only 3 earned runs in his last 3 games. That said, he faced the White Sox, the Rays, and the Rangers. Not exactly offensive powerhouses. Did face the Orioles on June 23rd. Had a pretty good outing. Gave up 6 hits, but only 1 run. Over his career, he is a little over a 4 ERA versus the Orioles. I like the Orioles in this situation. There are 3 guys that have a really good track record against Valdez. That was a huge win last night. Could be a momentum shift here. So I like the O's. Give me the O's at plus money. I'm happy to fade Valdez. Pitch splits just don't look that great for him. He's given up a 269 average to lefties, 222 to righties. So yeah, give me the O's in this situation. All right, Brewers Athletics. We were on the A's. They came out pretty good last night. I thought they were going to score like 3 in the first, but they didn't. Rhea versus Boyle. It's a pretty lopsided matchup here. I got to go Brewers, unfortunately. Hopefully their offense continues to go. We look at Boyle. He didn't have any earned runs versus the Rays in his last start. However, his 4 previous starts, not the case. So he had 4 earned runs in each of his previous 3 against the Mets, the Marlins, and the Pirates. Where we look at Rhea, he's had 0 earned runs in his last 3 away starts. Did have 1 bad game. It was against the Dodgers where he gave up 7. I'm willing to allow that. Dodgers and Athletics, kind of two totally different teams there. So as long as the Brewers offense shows up, I like them in this situation. They just they scare me a little bit with the sticks, but Joe Boyle isn't he's not a stellar dude. He's got a 6.2 ERA, so I'm happy to fade him. He's got almost a 17% walk rate, which is scary, scary high. So we'll go Brew Crew there. All right, next game, Cubs at the Marlins. Shota Imanaga versus Valente Balazzo. This Balazzo guy has been an absolute stud, man. He's only given up 4 earned runs in his last 4 starts, and it was against the Mets, the Phillies, the Reds, and Atlanta. So not too shabby of teams here. He's only had one game all year where he's given up more than 2 earned runs, and that was his second start of the year at home against the Red Sox. So he has pitched some phenomenal baseball. He is really getting it done. Doesn't throw extremely hard. Doesn't do anything really special. He just finds ways to get outs. Yesterday, the Cubs pulled it out. It was tied 2-2, and they just kind of ended up blowing it wide open in the 8th. The only thing that does scare me is the Mets bullpen. So I did look at maybe like a first 5. I could see a first 5 in this situation, or maybe a first 5 under with Imanaga. We'll see. Imanaga did face the Marlins on April 20th. Gave up 5 hits, 1 earned run, and 5 Ks in Chicago. So I don't know. This is a sneaky Marlin spot. Plus 140. I see some value there. They're definitely the better hitting team over the last 2 weeks and the last 7 days. I'll take them there. All right, D-backs, Red Sox. A little shocked here. This line opened with the D-backs as the favorite, like minus 120 favorites. This line has gone way down. Now the Red Sox are the favorites. I don't really agree with that. If we look at Crawford, he's given up 29 earned runs over his last 6 games. Dude is struggling. That said, Gallen given up 10 earned runs over his last 3 games. He is significantly worse away than he is at home. I love runs. Again, same play as last night. Give me the over. Lean towards the D-backs. Pitch splits just look really bad for both, but they definitely look worse for Crawford. So give me D-backs at minus 108. That's just a beautiful value play. Red Sox bullpen is just horrendous. 6.58 ERA, 5.32 FIP. I mean, it's just not good, man. Not good at all. All right, Giants Mariners. Another line that really shocked me. I thought Snell, Giants are definitely going to be the favorites, and they were when it opened last night. Now they are not. So I like Giants first 5. You can get first 5 at plus 100. So I'm backing Snell, who is fantastic. He has a .81 ERA versus the Mariners in games. So he's given up 2 earned runs in 4 games against them. The Mariners did what we hoped. We thought the sticks might come around, but it did take until the 8th inning. So I am not sold that the Mariners are just going to all of a sudden be the only team over the last 8 weeks that's hit Snell. I don't think that's going to happen. So Kirby he's vulnerable. He's given up 7 earned runs in his last 3 home starts, 13 earned runs over his last 4 games. It's just a huge pitching advantage for the Giants, and I trust them more offensively. All right, Reds at the Pirates. It should be Julian Aguilar pitching. Dude had a really good first start going up against Jake Woodford. Massive pitching advantage towards Cincinnati, even though this guy's a rookie making his second start. Woodford is terrible. He is absolutely terrible. He's got almost an 11 home ERA. Reds got out to a 5-0 lead last night and absolutely shit the bed and blew it. That was pretty crazy. But again, this is a righty that predominantly throws fastballs. I will back Cincinnati at minus 115 in that situation. Should have won yesterday. I just can't see the Pirates winning great. So give me the Reds here. All right, Tigers at the White Sox. I didn't put anything in here. Didn't play this game yesterday. Probably not going to play it today. The Tigers at minus 265 is insane. Tariq Skubal, Kai Bush. This Kai Bush guy walks everybody under the sun. He's got a 21% walk rate. Doesn't give up a crap ton of runs somehow. I don't know how. I don't want to play this game. Can't take the Tigers at minus 265 even with Skubal. That said, I do think they win. I'm just not paying 265 for it. That's insane. All right, Rangers Guardians. John Gray going up against Ben Lively. Guardians just cannot hit, man. They cannot hit. There's a righty on the hill. They suck against righties. 188 last 2 weeks, 158 last 7 days. I thought they were going to turn the sticks around yesterday. Eovaldi was the perfect spot for that, and he absolutely dominated them. So I got to go Rangers here. There's too much value. Minus 105. Ben Lively doesn't scare me. He's got a 3.42 home ERA. He's given up 11 earned runs in his last 4 games. 3 of those were at home. If we look at John Gray, he, I believe, pitched 2 innings in his last start out of the bullpen against the Pirates. So really kind of making his first start since July 23rd. But he's got an okay. He's got a little over a 4 ERA in 5 games versus Cleveland. And he pitched against them in May, did really well. Gave up 4 hits, no earned runs. I just probably won't touch this game if we're being honest, but I would go Rangers, maybe a lean towards over. I don't know. Don't have a good pulse on that one. All right, Cardinals at the Twins. We were on the Twins yesterday. Vesta didn't pitch great. Cardinals kind of smacked them around a little bit. Got some runs late. I can't back Sonny Gray. It's the gist of it. Gray has just not been good. Given up 30 earned runs over his last 8 games. 3 earned run average over his last 4 games. If we look at Lopez, hasn't pitched phenomenally, but he's pitched pretty good. He's pitched really good in the early stages of the game. Twins have been able to get him runs, so I kind of like that today. If we look at Sonny Gray, doesn't have a great track record against the Twins. Hasn't pitched against them since 2020. So kind of back more when he was in his prime, he still struggled against them with a little over a 5 ERA. So I like the Twins to really start to rake today and get to Gray. So give me the Twins minus 142. All right, Phillies Royals. We were on the Royals yesterday. It was beautiful. Iwan Walker is just so bad. I don't know how people were backing Walker yesterday. It's crazy. Ranger Suarez. Will he pitch? Will he not? I don't know. His last game he pitched was July 22nd. It didn't look great before that. He gets a lot of hype, and he really hasn't produced. Had a lot of early success, and then went through a cold spout. Very similar to Christopher Sanchez. Prior to going on the IL, he had given up 18 earned runs in his previous 4 starts. That said, Brady Singer does struggle against top 10 offenses. He is most likely going to give up 3 to 4 runs. I think Suarez gives up runs, but I gotta take the Royals. Better sticks at home, 4+ money, absolutely. Big wind blowing out, so I'd have a heavy lean towards the over 9 in the game as well. All right, Nats at the Braves. Braves pulled it out in extras last night, barely. They ended up getting a very clutch 2-out hit by, I want to say, Michael Harris. I like the Nats in this spot, plus 150. Got Irvin on the hill going up against Charlie Morton. If we look at Irvin, he has given up 15 earned runs in his last 4 games. That doesn't look good, but when you dig a little deeper, it was against the Phillies, the Red Sox, the Giants, and the Brewers. 4 pretty damn good teams. If we look at Irvin versus Atlanta, he's got 2 starts this season, has not given up an earned run. Look at Charlie Morton, giving up 12 earned runs in 2 starts versus the Nats. This absolutely dominated him. So they've already got some confidence going in. They know they've hit him. If we look at the Nats, it's not a matter that they haven't been hitting. They've been hitting. They've just been giving up too much runs. So I like Nats first 5. I don't necessarily know about full game, but I do like the first 5 in this spot. All right, Mets at the Padres. We saw the Mets get 2 hit yesterday. That was pitiful. Musgrove absolutely had his way. I thought that was a really good read on the Blackburn spot, right? He had been facing bottom 10 lineups all year. He goes up against a top 10 lineup, and you kind of see what happens. He absolutely shelled. We just thought the Mets would score at least a run, but they didn't. Really good bounce back spot today. I've faded David Peterson his last 3 games. I can't fade him. Michael King's good, but he is significantly, well, I'll say significant. He is definitely worse at home than he is away. Peterson has just been lights out. I gotta cave in. So I'm gonna back him in the spot at plus money. If we look at Peterson, he's only given up 5 earned runs in his last 4 starts. 2 of those have been away. King, 2 earned runs in his last 2 home starts. Twins and the Pirates. So yeah, I could go either way on this one. Maybe an under. I would kind of, with the wind blowing in a little bit, maybe under 8. Take an alt and go under 8. That way you dodge some hook potential, but I'll take the Mets in this spot. Don't know how heavy I would go in that, but it's probably my least favorite play, but I'd back them. All right, next game, Dodgers at the Rays. Boy, that got scary. That got a little sketchy. Shohei hits a walk-off grand slam. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I loved it. All right, they ended up getting the win, but they got a little hairy. They were down 3-0 early. Bobby Miller was scaring me. I thought it could end up being a blowout, but ended up coming back. Taj Bradley, Clayton Kershaw. Bradley has been very human his last 4 games. 18 earned runs. Last 4 games. Kershaw has really kind of gone the other way. He came out a little rough. I'm like, oh boy, this might not be good. And he has really kind of turned it around. He's only given up 2 earned runs in his last 3 starts. Dodgers all day. Maybe look at run line at plus 114. I think there is definitely some value there. All right, best bets that we're getting into today. Arizona, Boston, over 9.5. Rinse and repeat. 2 pitchers that love to give up runs, so absolutely. Nats first 5 at plus 124. Giants first 5 at plus 100. Orioles team total over 3.5 at minus 120. Just too many guys with success off of Framber Valdez. Mets plus 1. So that's how I'm going to play it. Rather than necessarily play a money line, I'm going to do the plus 1. The over-unders at 7.5. So they're expecting a somewhat tight game. Give me the plus 1. That way we got push potential. And then I'll take Dodgers run line at plus 110. And you can see the parlays here, so I won't go through all of those. But we've got some interesting ones. Prop leans I like. Sonny Gray under 6.5 Ks at minus 125. Just too good a value there. Crawford under 4.5 Ks. Crawford over 2.5 earned runs. That feels ridiculous free. Let's see. Michael King over 1.5 earned runs. I like that one. And then Max Muncy over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at plus money. I'll take that all day. And then we are going to do a Nerfy parlay. So it's going to be Cubs Marlins, Giants Mariners, and Mets Padres. So pair those 3 together. It is plus 425, which that is a pick I gave out on Twitter last night. So if you were following me on Twitter, you would have had that about 10 hours ago. All right, college football. What I like today, week 0. Give me Georgia Tech plus 11.5. They got a new defensive coordinator that came over from Duke. Florida State has a ton of new players. They are playing in a foreign country. You've got a new QB. I don't think they throw it a ton. I think the game plan is going to be to utilize the run game. So give me Georgia Tech plus 11.5. Give me New Mexico plus 14. Nevada plus 28. And then Hawaii under 55.5. I would feel a hell of a lot better at 56 on this, but you can't get an alt line on DK on this game right now. So if you can, I would go 56 just to be a little safe. So those are my bets today. Happy that we are on week 0 college football. It is back. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up, and I will catch you tomorrow.